Hi, this is Nicholas Bell with IONCINEMA, here to review Swan Song, the fourth film directed by Todd Stevens, which premiered at the 2021 South by Southwest Film Festival and is being released courtesy of Magnolia on August 6th, 2021. So Todd Stevens wrote Edge of 17 in 1998, has directed previous films are Gypsy 83, Another Gay Movie, and Another Gay Sequel. So it would seem that Swan Song is kind of maybe a hard left for Mr. Stevens, although unfortunately it doesn't quite feel the way that it's being sold as. However, if you are an Udo Kier fan, I'd say this is requisite viewing, seeing him front and center, larger than life. But the poignancy and the comedy that the packaging suggests are inherent to it are kind of lacking on both fronts. However, Udo is playing Pat, who was a once great hairstylist who they call the Liberace of Sandusky in the small town of Sandusky, Ohio, who is now kind of wasting away in a nursing home. He keeps busy by smoking lots of cigarettes, a brand called More, like a long, thin cigarette that we come to realize, were meant for women. And keeping his hands busy by doing these ornate napkin foldings that he keeps everywhere. He's suddenly visited by a lawyer, Mr. Shanrock, who says your previous client, Rita Parker Sloan, played by Linda Evans, who's in one scene basically as a hologram, has requested that she died last week, and she's requested that you do her hair for her funeral for a fee of $25,000. And although you had a falling out, she's trying to make it right with this move. He at first refuses. Some things happen. He escapes from the nursing home and goes on, as the title indicates, a swan song, a magical journey, trek back, trying to find her favorite shampoo, not having any money to do so, stealing, smoking cigarettes, revisiting old friends, enemies, including his former assistant, Dee Dee, played by Jennifer Coolidge, who opened her own business across the street while his was still booming, and then ended up kind of taking over his client base because we learned that his partner died in 1995 of AIDS, and that scandal is what shook up the relationship with Rita, who was scared of being embroiled in it. That said, there are moments in this that kind of give you that weird Udo glee, such as him with a outfitted chandelier hat dancing to RuPaul and then Robin, although the mechanism that gets in there in this very contrived way about a gay bar that's closing, it's their last night, this drag show, his dead partner built the stage, all of that it's kind of just too much, and we waste a lot of time on things where we really want to know more about his background story, about how this eccentric German man came to be this, local celebrity, and the falling out of that, and kind of his navigation of dealing with this woman that's described as a demanding Republican monster, and the kind of complicated feelings about that. The soundtrack is kind of exceptional considering the music rights, but it's open stating that it was it's inspired by a true icon, which I'm not quite sure who that is, but all I could think of was someone like Dolly Parton's current hairstylist. It needed to have that poignancy of something like Trip to Bountiful, starring Geraldine Page, which won her Oscar. And I was even hoping for a bit of Tom Fitzgerald's Stage Mother by the end, and I just think none of it's calibrated correctly enough for any of that to work. That said, Udo does have a couple shining moments, so definitely see it if you're a fan of his. Otherwise, I would give Swan Song 2 out of 5 stars. Thank you.
Hey, this is Eric from IONCINEMA.com. If you want to support us, subscribe below. For more reviews, interviews, film festival coverage from Sundance, Cannes, Toronto, you want to check out these guys on this side.